Sir Lags-a-lot 72. How's it going, man? What's up? You got yourself a question? What do you mean somehow still playing? Is it bad? I hear the word is kind of sparse. The world is kind of sparse. Excuse me. Whew, man, I don't really know where to begin on how... So, the main complaint I have with this game, dude, it's extremely repetitive. Extremely. Like, let me run you through something really quick, okay? You see these weird icons and shit? Right here. You see this shit right here? 2 quests. You have to activate both of these quests, so you accept them, right? What is it that they do? They do what I'm doing right now. You see how there's money right here for this pink quest? I have to do that much damage worth of money. And then once that is done, the quest kind of completes and moves on to the next step. The next step is to kill a guy. You kill a guy. Then when that's done, you go do that for the other quest. So you do that for, in this case, it would be this green one, right? Then you do that whole process again where you have to do a bunch of damage to lower money for this quest. And what happens when you complete that? Again, you get a guy, you kill him. After you've done both of these quests where you knock out all this money and then kill a guy, both times, for both ones, you have to do that each time for both one. Then you unlock the main dude of this whole district, this entire district. You kill him, you assign it to one of your guys, and then you move on to the next collection of this. So you move on to the next district, basically. It's really, really mindlessly, painfully repetitive. I've been doing this for all these districts. You see all these squares here? This is a district. So these 2 squares, I had to do everything that I'm doing right now. All this stuff here, all these pink things, all these orange things, there's just rackets that I have to do damage to. And then I can move on. I've been doing it for this square down here. I did it for this square there. I'm doing it for this one here. I'm going to have to do it for this square here. And I'm doing it for this square up here. And I did it for this square over here too. Tech Fall Harbor. I did it for here. So, yeah, I've just been doing this over and over. I did it for this here. There's the 2 right there. There's one right here and here. It's really insane. It's so... And exactly, as Game Boy is saying, the reason I'm still doing this is because you see these little blue dots here? Man, this is the second worst part. The first one is just the repetitive story mode. Collectibles. You can collect porn in this game. And I love that. Playboy magazines, alright? Very tasteful. I won't show any right now because we've already been through these. I don't want to push the envelope too much. There's a loophole on Twitch where you can show porn as long as it's part of the game. That's why I'm doing this right now, is I love this shit. But collecting this shit is another pain in the ass, because this is what you have to do. You see how this area... Southtown, no, actually... Okay, here. This French ward. You see how it's nothing but a blank slate? You see how, now that I'm zoomed in, there's little dots here? These little green dots and little blue dots? What I'm looking for is blue dots. Blue dots are random collectibles, and some of those collectibles are Playboy magazines, porn, and the other one is Vargas paintings, which is also porn. It's basically a drawing of porn, though. It's a painting, so, I want those. But in order to find all these blues, you see how there's largely no blues or greens on this map, only in this little section here and over here? The reason is because I found a wiretap. And when you find a wiretap, it opens up a little section of the map, just a little area. With that little area, then everything is revealed, and you collect stuff in that area. You can think of it as like, if you ever played Assassin's Creed, what do they call it? Those towers that you have to activate and synchronize at the top, and then it reveals a big chunk of the map? It's like that. It's exactly like that. Except, in order to activate the modes in here, those little revealing nodes, those little revealing towers, they're wiretaps in this game. Viewpoints, thank you, Game Boy. In order to do that, you have to collect these green guys, fuses. And you need 3 fuses to activate one viewpoint, which in this game they just call junction boxes. And you wiretap it, and it reveals, a chunk of area, and it might have a blue in it. And even though this blue says album cover, sometimes it's a Playboy mag, and sometimes it's a Vargas painting. I want those two things, and I don't want anything else. But the nature of revealing where that stuff is really tedious and repetitive. Like, I have to collect all these little green guys. I need 3 of them just for one viewpoint. And, like, I don't know, each district probably has, like, 6 or 7 junk boxes that I have to activate. So that's, 3 times 6 or 7 or something like that. It's quite a few of those green nodes you've got to collect. It's just... At least that's an optional thing, right? It is an optional thing. It's just for collectibles. But as it really reflects and shows how monotonous and time-wasting it is. Because not only can you not just activate the junction box like you could in most other games, Assassin's Creed, a viewpoint, you just synchronize. This one, it's a little mini game where you have to find resources and then spend it on the viewpoint. And it's irritating. Look at all these green dots. You see all these little green dots everywhere? I have to go collect those. And sometimes these things are in buildings or locked away in areas that you've got to navigate around to get to. It's a pain in the ass. It's a huge pain in the ass. There's a bunch more problems with the game, too. There's technical problems and yada, yada, yada. But for the most part, those are my big problems with the game. It's a super boring, repetitive, grindy gameplay that somehow manages to keep my attention because there's porn in it. That's really all it comes down to. I hope that was thoroughly explained enough. Sir likes a lot. I apologize if I just nerded out on that, but this game has been grinding me like crazy. This is like day... I don't know what this is. Day 5? I think this is day 5 that I've played this game, and the last 3 sessions I've played have been about 6 to 7 hours each. So I put a lot of time into this game. And a lot of it is what you're seeing me do right here. I'm just running. I'm running to place, and just picking up those little resources. Right now, I'm trying to clear the peak. So like I described earlier, right? I have these 2 quests that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do enough damage to bring out a person. In the pink and the orange that you see. I know it's really hard to see it, but this orange here is a quest where you gotta do damage, and the pink is where you gotta do damage. They're both separate quests, but once you complete them, each one will generate a person. You kill that person, and then once you've done that, it will bring out the big kahuna, and then you can take the district. Ugh, it's so tiring. It is very, very tiring. The bonus side of the game, combat's pretty decent. The combat is pretty decent. The hit animations when you hit a person look pretty good. So if you're interested in what I actually like about the game, even though there's not a lot that I like about the game, there is a thing or two I do like, and it does help me keep going. Like the brutality of stabbing a person like this.
Goddamn.
It looks pretty gruesome, and like the facial animation and stuff, it's pretty gruesome, pretty detailed, kind of cool, just a little bit. I mean, it's not the reason I play though. It's just kind of neat. I hate to hear that. I think we were all hoping it wouldn't be that monotonous. To be entirely honest with you, I was just hoping for a Mafia 2. I was just really hoping for Mafia 2. I wanted, I just wanted a story. I just wanted a cool Mafia story, and we really didn't get one. This is kind of a boring revenge story, you know? You could take the Mafia out. Largely, you could just take the Mafia out. You don't even need to use the word Mafia. You could replace these bad guys with just a general term for a collection of people, and it would be the exact same story. It doesn't matter that we're dealing with the Mafia, because this guy, his goal is very apparent, it's very obvious, and it never changes throughout the entirety of the game. So, the story is a big letdown for me. I was really hoping for Mafia 2. I was really hoping for just a sequel to Mafia.
Huh? All of them.
But shit like that does look really good. Like, I gotta be honest with you on that, for sure. It does look cool.